Okay guys, today I'm bringing you a secret location I have never seen before, and it's filled with the most contraband I have ever encountered. On top of that, there's also a ton of other goodies. Now, this secret location only shows up once you scan a particular planet. Before you do a scan of this planet, it is completely hidden from view, and there's no way to trigger it through a mission either. So even if you've been playing this game since launch, chances are you haven't seen this location yet. To find it, you need to go to the Maheo system. This is a star system that's just below the Cheyenne system, which is where the city of Aquila is. Maheo is a system with 9 planets and 7 moons, so it's a pretty big system, but we have our eyes on one planet and one planet in particular, and that is Maheo I. When we zoom in upon first inspection, it doesn't appear anything special. We have an autonomous dog star factory, which pretty much appears everywhere, and a civilian outpost, which also appears everywhere. But we are about to reveal a hidden third location, which doesn't show up anywhere else. To do that, all we have to do is scan the planets. But first, we have to fly to the system itself. Once at the planet, you can now do a scan using LB on the controller, and when you do, a mysterious location will show up. That takes the form of this little white arrow. When we rotate the planet, we can see this location is called Sunny DeValco's Island. What is Sunny DeValco's Island? There is only one way to find out. Let's touch down. Also, just before we do, notice how many resources are on this planet. A whopping 8 resources. Maheo I would make a pretty good planet for an outpost, but more on why you'd want to do that later. First, let's explore. Now, as we're touching down, I will say it's a shame we're landing at night because this place is incredible. You really need to see this in the day. So before we leave the ship, I'm going to rest a bit until it's daytime. And here we are, Sunny DeValco's mansion on his own private island. But who is Sunny DeValco? Well, thankfully, that's all explained inside. This place has its own lore, its own backstory, and a whole ton of valuable loot inside. We're talking skill magazines, numerous safes, weapon lockers that have a chance to spawn high tier gear, loads of credits just lying around on the ground, and more contraband than I've ever seen in a single location. Yes, this has even more contraband than the Vulture's Roost, and I'm pretty sure it's all random too. So for me personally, I came away with over 24 vials of Aurora and a few other bits and pieces of contraband which you can sell to black market vendors or trade authority vendors for loads of money. As well as that, there's also something you can do with this mansion that will make you very glad you arrived. More on that later. Let's get inside. So inside we have a very fancy mansion, and the style here is completely unique. I've not seen any other house that looks like this, and it's absolutely massive as well. I spent about 2 hours in here just fully exploring the place and poking my head around every corner. It's got a swimming pool, dancing poles, a bar, an entire vent system so you can creep around, a rooftop lounging area complete with its own rooftop swimming pool, a private beach, and much more. There are text logs as well, so for instance we have a note here that says, quote, Sunny thinks he's in charge. Fine, you know what to do. Morons had it coming for a long time. So it seems Sunny might have angered the wrong people, and now his home is getting raided. One detail you should know about this place is that it features a handful of Crimson Fleet pirates. Now, depending on your allegiance with them, it will change your entire experience. If you're friendly with them like me, you'll just be wandering around all nice and chill with them, and you can sort of imagine them to be your own private entourage. If you're hostile with them, however, and you haven't joined their faction yet, be prepared for a shootout. We come across another note here. This one is from Sunny himself. It says, quote, Staff, my birthday is just around the corner, and I've got some important people to keep happy. So listen up. I'm gonna need you to order lots of caviar, champagne, whiskey, and cigars. None of that cheap stuff either. I don't care where you import it from, just don't embarrass me in front of these guys. And yes, I realize it's a couple of days away, just get it done. So from that note, we can kind of assume Sunny is a very rich, slightly unreasonable individual and tends to make a lot of demands, which explains how he's ended up getting home invaded by Crimson Fleet pirates. You get the sense the developers designed find this place to double as a combat area, so I can definitely picture having a huge firefight with these Crimson Fleet guys. But if you did want to avoid combat and play this stealthily, the mansion comes complete with a vent system so you can creep around without raising the alarm. Enemies even have special dialogue when you're in the vent that you can hold up and listen to.
Quiet, man, quiet. Shh. Did you hear something? I think I heard something. Man, you must be tripping. I didn't hear anything. Hell yeah, I am. Sonny's not gonna need his old stash anymore. Whatever, man. I'm out of here. Just take it easy on that stuff.
But me personally, I am friendly with the Crimson Fleet, so I'm fine just to walk around admiring the architecture and picking up all the Aurora. Honestly, there is tons of this stuff. I also love the pool area. That's one of my favourite features of this place, and surrounding which there are loads of lounges. There's also a bar area, changing rooms which contain a few good pieces of loot, and some dancing poles. Make sure to check out the floor around here because there is loads of money and Aurora scattered around. Looks like someone had a very good night. There are quite a lot of locked doors in this place, but just keep exploring and you will eventually find the key to unlock everything. The key in question is found in one of the bathrooms. Once you find this key, you will eventually get to the room of Sonny himself. Unfortunately for him, he seems to be long gone, now lying prone on the bed. Luckily, we have a text log to explain the whole sordid affair. This log is called Sonny's Big Mouth, and it reads, "Hey Sonny, how you doing? It's me, low-life scum. I thought you were smarter than that. Don't you know everything gets back to me eventually?" And that message is in response to a message from Sonny that reads, quote, "How many times do I have to tell you, Vector is my puppet? I'm the one that makes sure everything they're doing on Cydonia goes under the radar. I'm the one that hooked them up in Neon. I'm the one with all the power. They're all just a bunch of low-life scum. I'll make sure they crawl back under a rock when they're no longer useful to me." So Sonny pictures himself as kind of a big shot, but his own big mouth got him in this predicament. Oh well, more loot for us. Have a poke around Sonny's room and you will find a bunch of stuff like weapons crates, credit sticks, and yes, more Aurora, which can't really have helped his health. And there's one final surprise to be found, because if you follow the corridor around, you will eventually come to the rooftop. This is behind a pair of big white doors. The rooftop is actually pretty big and has its own swimming pool, lots more weapons crates, and a bunch of Crimson Fleet. So if they're hostile to you, be prepared for another shootout. Now, the main reason I like this mansion, apart from all of the free loot, is because it is completely unowned. In other words, this place is now yours. No one owns it. It's not classed as an owned house since Sonny is no longer with us, meaning you are now free to sleep in any bed you want. You can also use any storage you want and stuff all of your things in any locker or crate. And with the landing pad outside, you can land here at any time and just chill out in your very own island mansion. And let's not forget, you also own the entire beach, so you have a private beach as well. Now, obviously, you can't build here like you would in an outpost, but you can very much decorate it however you like by picking up and placing down objects. But even if you don't want to make this place your next home, there is still plenty to find here. I haven't even covered it all, so go ahead and land on Maheo I and have a look around yourself. I will leave you with more footage of exploring Sonny DeValco's loot-stuffed mansion, which is also conveniently now yours. But in the meantime, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this hidden Starfield location, and for more Starfield guides, subscribe to the channel.
Glad you're in the fleet. If you weren't, I would have killed you, old lady.
long as the credits keep rolling in.